Let me say before I answer that first of all, that was not what I was reading this morning, which I can comment on later, but, and I didn't know. I'm sure that most people are not changing their minds because they're disciples of Yogananda who said that. Swamiji was just relaying, and I heard Swamiji several times say, Master said, it's not good to. And it's a dilemma for me too, in a way, because we all want to do good things. And if you live to get old enough, it becomes less of a dilemma, because who wants kidneys or eyes or anything this age? Seriously, but it's much more of a dilemma the younger you are. So at the human and humanly compassionate level, I get what you're up against. And thinking of it as recycling is interesting, sort of. It helps me feel a little less strongly about it when I think of aluminum cans. I recycle all the time, but I wouldn't have thought of it that way, but it's interesting. And, I don't know what I never heard, and if Lakshmi ever heard it, or anybody in the room, please say exactly why, Master, the why of that. I've heard repeatedly that he said it, and as soon as I heard that, I changed my driver's license, just because that's discipleship to me. I mean, I would trust that. Now, that's personal. That's where I am with my discipleship. If Yogananda said, don't let them take your organs, then I think, but please correct me, anybody, if you know.
Shanti, what I remember is Swami saying that the problem is that organ donation has to happen very quickly. You harvest, you take the organ from the person who has
This is right, I've heard this
has
too.
died,
Yeah.
and for the donor who has just passed, there's a period of time that the soul is moving, transitioning, and he said it would be very confusing and make it difficult if that donor soul, who now doesn't have a body but is also quite confused about part of their body being invaded and part of it being taken away, and making that transition to the astral plane. He said that was the issue.
Thank you. I remember that too. Now that you say it, I even remember reading that Swamiji said that. It's true. So it was more, because it does have to happen quickly. And him saying, so I'm just saying it out loud for everybody again, but what Lorna said is exactly right, that it's confusing to the soul. So that either has to satisfy you enough in a way that you could live by that, or not. That will not be the first thing that our teachers have said to us, that it's hard to live by, but that's the decision. As I said, as soon as I heard it, I changed, because what do I know? I don't remember leaving this body before. So that fact that this is such a quick stop for the body, but the soul has this long journey to be on, and we want to give our soul the best possible opportunity to make its progress and to do well. Thank you for that. I don't know why that had left my mind, but yeah. So I don't know if that, you don't look like it's convincing.
Well, no, it's just giving me more information.
But more information, yeah, fair enough. And I think that's all we can do. And I mean it. I don't want to make light of this. I wish I could live by everything that they wanted for me, and I don't, is the truth. So I have no judgment about it. I think, first and foremost, we have to make sure that we're living in tune the best we can with what feels right and positive and uplifting for us. So no judgment at all, whatever. But Joanne.
No, just a comment quickly. That I don't think Swami ever said, was telling anybody not to do it. that he was saying, this is your decision. This is what I am essentially sharing and suggesting, but I'm not telling you not to do it.
Did you hear him say that?
I know I did not, but that was the impression I got from, otherwise, it's almost like don't make too many rules. He wasn't, imposing a rule around that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's true of everything on our path, isn't it? Even to be a vegetarian or anything that we say. What they're saying to us is, here's the highest way to go, and then do what you need to do. But with no judgment. I think it's really what surrender is saying and what I'm saying. So no judgment, but he also said it's harder for the departing soul. So, but thank you. This is all good because I didn't have this. Joanne.
So then what I'm hearing with giving blood, if you're perfectly healthy, that's something that's really shouldn't be an issue because you're not dying. It's a little confusing to me, but I'm taking it that, hey, this is something that's good, that's not going to injure my soul and is going to help somebody else.
I think that, but again, I feel like I'm outside of my league here in terms of if Master were here or Swamiji, what would they say? Swamiji had to have received blood, actually, because he had open heart surgery. So I'm sure he received blood even. So I just don't know, and I don't want to, and they're not telling me right now, so. No, actually, nothing's coming that's that clear, and I want to be very thoughtful when I say anything that they said or implied, that it's true, because neither Master nor Swamiji, they didn't speak lightly. There was no fluff, as you know. So when they said anything, we all listened. We're reading it carefully, we're listening. So I don't know. I've given blood, and I don't now for a lot of reasons, but not anything like that. I still feel like it's a great thing to do. But again, it's not costing you your life. It's interesting to think about this, how much energy we share now that we know so much more. What happens when our blood goes into somebody else? It's a fascinating question to ask. But I, Shanti Rubenstone, think it's a good thing to do, but I don't know. I've never heard ever anything else about blood. Surendra, did you ever hear anything about blood donation? No. Okay, good. Yeah. Sorry, I don't have a clear answer to that, but